What's up guys, Spin Firearms here, and if you've ever seen this channel, I get a lot of crap for pocket carry. I get a lot of crap for basically every single thing I do, and that's literally the cost of being on the internet. The point of my channel is to explain everyday carry through my lens, right? Through my lifestyle. You may not have 3 kids. You may not be a plumber. So we have different lifestyles, but I make this channel so maybe you can adapt or grab stuff from this channel that might be helpful in your everyday life. And the amount of people I've had that come back and say, you know, thank you for this review, or thank you for this product review, or this firearm review, or thank you for not listening to other people or hype. It's amazing. And that's why I do this, because I realize you can't go everywhere with a Glock 17 with a 19 round mag, or a Glock 19X with a 19 round mag, or a Glock 19 with a 15 round mag, right? You just can't do that. So pocket carry is very helpful in many situations. For instance, I do new construction plumbing. I have to pocket carry. A firearm cannot be seen on my job sites. If I go to glue up a pipe and my shirt lifts up and I'm appendix carrying, you know, we're going to have some issues, right? Because I also value my career. So today we're going to be talking about the Diamondback DB380 Gen 4. Now I'm going to mess up, so I'm just letting you know now. I'll probably say DB9 Gen 4 a couple times, but what I really mean is this handgun you see in front of me, the DB9 380. Now what's interesting is I have the DB380 Gen 4. I have the DB9 Gen 4. 100% reliable, not a single issue, and we're over the 1,000 round mark. That's pretty amazing for a $240 handgun. This right here, the DB380 Gen 4, was around the same price, coming in at about $230. Let's get into it. And why do I like the Diamondbacks? Well, 1, they're affordable. 2, they just run. They also tend to feel better in your hand than the average pocket pistol, which we'll get into in another video. Stay tuned for the comparison with this and all the other pocket pistols and stuff like that. But let's get into it. So, what do you get, right? You get a nice little gun case. Pretty nice. A lock, and so what are we going to do with the lock? What we always do with them. And obviously your paperwork, and then your flush faceplate. And that's going to end that. Diamondback does not give you anything extra, right? They try and keep the price low. You know, this is a cardboard box and not a hard shell. I'll take that. I'd even take away if they just use a plastic covering and got rid of this. Drop it $5 to $10, right? We all have a million of these stacking up in our rooms that we will never, ever, ever even touch, right? But let's go ahead and get into the firearm, because it is going to be an interesting one, right? Look how tiny that thing is. I have the DB9 Gen 4, and it's a really small handgun, but look at this one. This is so tiny. Now, I don't know all the specs at the moment. I literally just picked this up, but we will get into all the specs. But that looks like a 2.5 inch barrel, maybe a 2.8 inch barrel. But anyways, I got the all black. It comes in many different colors, stainless steel options, all sorts of stuff, right? But the Gen 4s have been reliable. And that's the thing. The Gens 1 through 3, I cannot say were reliable. I didn't have any issues with them, but I know people who have. And I also know lots of videos exist online with people having issues. Diamondback specializes in rifles, but they did come into the concealed carry market with like the AM 2 and 9mm, the DB9s, which are pocket pistols, and the DB380s. So they do have various pocket pistols and other micro 9 selections as well. But this right here, all black. Forward serrations, rear serrations. What I can already tell you is this seems to be, you know, not, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not like it's bad quality, but you can see that it's just not as clean and as smooth around the edges as other firearm manufacturers, which obviously, because they're trying to save you money, trying to be more affordable, but as you can see, the machining is just not as good as you would like it to be, right? I feel like on my DB9 Gen 4 it's a little bit better, but you can really see it in stuff like right here, and right here, and right here, right? But other than that, not a problem if it runs. Now, up top, we have 3-dot sights. And what's nice about these sights and the sight pattern is they are Glock pattern sights. You literally have any sight combination you could ever want for this super small pocket pistol that is very similar in size to like a Beretta Pico or like an LCP, right? And you can have any sight picture you could ever want with stuff like the LCPs and bodyguards. A lot of the sights in this Taurus Spectrum, a lot of the sights are already attached and are one piece with the slide. What's nice about this is you can adjust, but make sure, please make sure on small pocket pistols like this, you should always be using Loctite, but especially on pocket pistols that tend to be more snappy, make sure you're using Loctite. Just put a little drop in there when you're throwing that rear in, you know, a little bit on the screw and a little bit on the set screw over here, and you should be okay. No issues with that. That seems to be the #1 problem with the Gen 4s are the sights coming loose. Now that's not a big problem because what are these pistols for? These are for up close and personal. These are deep concealment. You know, I'm behind enemy lines. I want something on me, but I can't risk printing, or I can't risk it popping out and showing, right? If you're traveling or whatever the case may be. In my state, I don't care. I'll carry whatever, wherever, whenever, right? Because that's just how it is where I live. Anyways, back to the firearm. As you know, no slide stop. This slide does not lock back on the last round. And for a pocket pistol, that's fine with me. I have no issues with that. A pocket pistol is an up-close and personal gun. This isn't something tactical. You're not going to be hiding behind a car, ducking, reloading, getting shots off, moving up for position. No, this is an up-close and personal get-off-me gun. I'm being jumped. I'm being mugged. Someone just touched my wife. You know, whatever the case may be, that's what this would be used for, right? Now, finish seems a little bit better than my Gen 4, but do not expect much when it comes to the finish. Overall ergonomics on these are the best. The DB series are the best pocket pistols in the hand. The DB380, I was shocked when I picked this up. It is so fitting. Even with how thin it is, the amount of width was just right. It wasn't too wide, but being too thin, it's just right. You can literally get a great grip on it. You know, your finger literally wraps around the whole entire gun, and you can shoot. Now, your thumb may come off a little bit, but I'm not too worried about that. You can always curl back, right? And on top of that, chances are you're not even going to have time to set up. You're literally just going to be dropping from the hip, from the chest, wherever you can get shots from. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the magazine. As you can see, this is 6 + 1 of 380, or you can throw that flush base plate on there, right? Nice mags, really like them. Never had a single problem. Another thing that's similar to Glocks is the way this thing takes down. As you can see, that little tiny microscopic baby takedown lever. Once again, if you know how to take down a Glock, you will be able to take this thing down. Basically, the whole entire handgun is a Glockish clone, right? But for $230, how can you go wrong with something like this? You really can't. The ergonomics are there, which is the #1 thing people don't like about small pocket pistols, is they don't get enough fingers on the gun. It's uncomfortable. It flies out of their hand when it shoots. This you can get an actual great grip on and has awesome texturing on it. Very, very surprised. I would like to see a little memory pad like on the Hellcat. It's not where your thumb would naturally sit, so you curl back a little bit, but it does help you fight recoil. So I would like to see little memory pads, but once again, that's asking a little too much for a $230 handgun, as the point is to stay relatively cheap and not give you anything that you wouldn't necessarily need to run the firearm. Let's get into that trigger. And once again, it did come with only one mag. I would like to see them dump this and, you know, maybe add $10, $15 to the price. Give us 2 mags. Give us 2 mags from the box. Don't make us do that extra step of searching for the mag, finding the mag. Like, just throw it in there. 2 mags, bare minimum. I'd like to see that. Now, what I noticed compared to the 9mm, obviously, much easier to rack. Much smoother, much easier, feels much better machined, 100% on this. Now, trigger is what I love about these. For a pocket pistol, they're great. They have a nice, hard-to-find wall, but it's very short and crisp. Reset, crisp, clean, but once again, it's very defined. Like, you know it's there, but you can let it go, and it's predictable when you have to. I actually really like the Diamondback series of triggers, and on top of it, it is a metal trigger, which I like. Very crisp, clean, very easy to shoot. Now, the trigger guard is relatively small, and it's so thin that when you go to shoot, your finger does protrude, so you're just going to have to reteach yourself how you pull that trigger, whether you want to go with the tip of your pad of your finger, which some people do on these, or if you want to go in that little, you know, crevice right here, that's fine. But if you do that, you're going to be hitting your support hand. So I just keep it on the tip of my finger, and it shoots just fine. If you want to see me shooting the DB9 Gen 4, that video's up. These are accurate little things. Within, you know, 20 to 30 yards, you're going to be just fine. After 30 yards, you know, you'd really have to be focused and stuff like that. Or sorry, feet. 20 to 30 feet, you're just fine. 40 feet, you know, you'd be okay still. But I recommend within 40 feet for something like this. This is a backup, a get-off-me gun, a light carry, a jogger, a dog walker, that whole sort of thing. But I absolutely love it. Can't wait to take her out to the range, and I'll keep you guys updated on the reliability. Thanks for watching, guys.